What's going on with everybody? It's your boy Eric, aka Young God, coming to you live in the Pink Dungeon, giving it to you real on rugged. Now, I was not supposed to make this video. I literally just got done making my Week 7 NFL prediction video. That video, I'm pretty sure, will be out by the time you see this. I was uploading the video, and this comment flashed on my screen from a video that I did earlier this year with an interview. It was an interview, rather, with this guy named Unghetto Matthew, YouTuber slash musician, and he was talking about when he was at his job one time and he just like got hit with reality. He was like, "Man, I'm sitting here working this job that I don't like doing. I know that I'm talented enough to be serving a bigger purpose, just to be working at, I don't know, I guess like a retail job or something. I need to be doing more." And he was just saying that like that hit him one day, and somebody commented was like, when he said that, that made me cry because I feel like that right now, clocking in my job, and I know that I'm talented. I know I'm making one day, and hearing him say that makes me feel better. And being in the position that I am, that I will be, somebody one day, somebody important. I think her name was Naya Darling. That's who commented that. So the reason I'm making this video, I've made these videos time for time, just riffing. Maybe you don't want to hear. If you don't, it's fine. If you do, that's fine as well. Just to kind of talk about like having optimism in a hopeless world, because I feel like this world that we live in can be very hopeless. It could be very grim. It could be very dark, and you probably don't see the light in the end of the tunnel. But I just kind of wanted to just riff on that, just that topic and that idea, because it's so much stuff, from COVID, from economic issues possibly, to losing somebody in your family, or just anything, a major injury, just a lot of things, maybe not being where you want to be, like Unghetto Matthew or It's Naya Darling is feeling currently in life. It could be a lot of things that could make a world very hopeless and make that world very hard to find optimism within it. And I'm taking a whole bunch of psychology classes right now. That's my major. And one of those classes is abnormal. What is it? Like abnormal psychology, I think it is. And within one of those classes, or within one of those topics that we've learned about in that class, we talk about a whole bunch of just like random diseases, mental illnesses, abnormal things that happen to humans. So it could be depression, anxiety, or just rare things you probably never heard of. And just reading all these things, I'm like, bro, how do these people like even function? There's this disorder called prosopagnosia. Prosopagnosia is when you can't recognize faces. So there's this video. I'm gonna link things that I'm talking about. So if you're curious, you want to watch them. There's this video that I'll link of this lady. She has prosopagnosia and she cannot recognize faces. So they're showing her pictures and she don't know who these people are. They showed a picture like, I think it was Marilyn Monroe. Or no, yeah, it was Marilyn Monroe, and she thought it was Madonna. Then they showed her this one picture. She's like, "You know who this is?" She's like, "No." And the lady said, "What if I told you that was you?" She's like, "It better not be me." And she was like, "That's you." So for whatever reason, her brain just doesn't recognize anybody's face at all. She can recognize clothes and stuff, so she can guess who it is, but just faces, she cannot. And it's like, bro, that is, if that's not a hopelessness, like you can't even recognize your mother's face or your son, that's just crazy to me. And it just brings me back to that question: how can somebody find optimism within that? And the only thing I could think of is just being at peace with yourself. You can be at peace with yourself or find that peace in many ways. It could be through a spiritual route. It could be through a clinically medical approved route from like therapy or something like that. It could be a lot of ways. But you cannot find any optimism within this world of darkness and wickedness without having any type of self-love and peace with yourself. And I feel like there might be people watching this right now that may be struggling in life or just down in life and just don't know what to do. And I think my advice would be to find the peace within yourself, because a lot of mistakes that I see a lot of people make is that, or a mistake that I see a lot of people make, is that they try to find love or peace within like a relationship, but they're not 100% with themselves. You can't go find love with somebody, or you can't go try to find happiness externally when internally you're burning up. A lot of people are going through it and kind of ignore it. They go party, they go smash a lot of people, they go drink, they go do drugs, they go do things to try to make themselves forget about it. uh There's a crazy person to quote right here, but I think Hitler said, if you lie enough, a person will believe it. And I believe that to be true with yourself. You could lie so much that you will believe it. I ain't gonna hold you. I didn't fake being sick so much. Like, it's funny because I was just reading about that. It's like a medical term for that. But I didn't fake being sick, like to stay home from school, that I made myself believe I was really sick. And you could really do that at a greater magnitude with depression and just going through things. And I feel like you can't escape that. You have to address that head on, or it's going to eventually burn up. That's like a corrupt government trying to change society. You can't do that. That's impossible. You can do all you want, but how you gonna change society and y'all corrupt? You can try to do all the peace movements or whatever, but y'all still got some stuff going on that it will. It's a cycle. You could try to fix this, but this gonna break, and this gonna break, but you fix it, but then it's gonna break because you're a corrupt government. So your body is the government, and or your mental is the government rather, and you can't have that to be at one and be peace and be all love with yourself. And it's corrupt. It's depression. It's whatever you got going on in there. You need to clean that out. And like I said, I don't think there's one way to do that. There's many different ways. I feel like you just have to try to find the route to do that. It could be therapy. Like I said, it could be a spiritual journey. It could be a lot of stuff. But I just think that I know a lot of people in my life that don't have a lot of self-love, and their life is crazy. There's a lot of things going on in their life. And I feel like they will be able to deal with that better if they were at one with themselves. People losing jobs, trying to find jobs, people breaking up with other people, or people losing people in their life. And it's hard to deal with them things when you're not strong mentally. And a lot of people will think that they're strong because that they ignore their depression. Like, nah, I never get depressed. I'm too strong for that. Like, that's for weak people. Weak people do that. Weak people kill themselves. Weak people get depression. But no, that's actually ignoring your depression, acting like you don't have it. That don't make you stronger. That makes you unhealthy. It's like if I was on a basketball team and it was people beefing, people weren't living up their potential, people being lazy, but we winning enough games to be in the playoffs. Like, we winning just enough to get by. So we're ignoring it. That's not good. That doesn't make you a good team because you're winning enough games. That team is eventually going to blow up. It's going to be a huge argument. Something's going to happen where it is just up in ruins. And the same thing with a human. You can't ignore whatever you got going on, because as much as you ignore it, it's going to come back to bite you and it's going to blow up. Another thing I'll link, I had to read this journal that this lady did. She basically went to the hood and she was interviewing black people about depression. Every black person that she interviewed, they was cussing her out. Like, you trying to sound depressed? I ain't depressed. That's for weak people. Somebody said that they just had a heart attack, and she asked about depression, and he was like, nah, I ain't no depression. That depression ain't even real. He said, I just had a heart attack. That's real. Not even knowing that depression or stress or whatever he had going on, that'll end you up with a heart attack, So it just, people don't really know themselves. How many people watching this can say they really know themselves? That's not a bad thing. I would imagine most people watching this is my age, a little bit older, a little bit younger. You know what I'm saying? We all young. We probably won't know ourselves for a little minute. But I think that to start that journey early is a good thing, because once you really know who you are, you come to peace to know who Eric is, or know who you are, or whoever. That's when you really start to make progression, and that inner peace will really, when you get peace with yourself, you know how to handle situations better. Even if you're going through a stressful situation, it's almost like the doggone it's like a vaccine, or if it's like a medicine or something. Like, you might be sick, you try to thug it out without the medicine or whatever, you might die. You take the medicine, you learn how to deal with things better because you know yourself. You're at peace with one. And I feel like that's what a lot of people are missing. And I don't want to talk a lot of people's heads off. And the world is more hopeless for other people. There's other people that don't got nobody in their life to help them. I thank God I got my mom and my dad and my grandparents, my grandfather. He takes me anywhere I need to. I need to go to Timbuktu, Africa. He'll like drive me there if that was possible. You know what I'm saying? So love him for that because he never has to do that, or my mom doesn't have to do things. Nobody has to do anything for me, to be honest with you, but they do it because they love me, and I appreciate that. And not everybody has that. So if you do have that, you have an upper advantage on a lot of people because a lot of people are missing those things. So don't take any of that for granted. Make sure you tell them you love them. And if you, like I said, if you are going through things, I would just suggest you look within, try to go to therapy, do meditation, look at videos about spirituality, like just learn. I always say that I try to live like Jesus because I want to be selfless. But there's a lot of teachings of Jesus or a lot of prophets or a lot of religions that you could just learn. And I feel like people need to do that instead of just trying to ignore it or try to be reckless or whatever they do. But I'm rambling at this point. That's the end of this video. I don't even know if I made any good points, but yeah, man. Try to find inner peace because if you don't do that, you'll never be truly happy. You can have a girlfriend, a wife, and if you don't love yourself, bro, you can't love her. You can't love him. You can't love whoever, bro. You just can't if you don't love yourself. And if you don't know/love yourself, you won't be able to handle things properly in life. So just slow down. You feel me? You don't always got to be in a rush. I know a lot of dudes who, just moving, and they don't really acknowledge their feelings. Acknowledge your feelings. It's okay to do that. Because like I said, not acknowledge it don't make you gangster, hard, or tough. That just make you unhealthy. Same thing as your body, You need to be healthy to operate and move correctly. So, hey, I'm done. Hopefully you guys have a good day. And yeah, about to go take a shower. Out of here.